Hello, welcome to First 15, looking at Call of Duty Black Ops 4.
Woohoo!
And today I'm joined by Alex.
Hey, hey, hey.
And yeah, let's quickly jump into it and what makes Black Ops 4 so exciting and why it's so different than the rest of the series.
Yeah.
There's already an article up right now on CGMagazine at CGMagOnline.com to read all my thoughts on the single player, but with some exclusive footage, we figured we'd talk over it and kind of give you a clue of what you should expect when you jump into the game.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that your preview does a really good job of sort of setting the ground rules, and you know, it's nice to give a visual to it with this.
So this is the first Call of Duty game with no storyline, or no campaign mode. There will be some story-based moments using the multiplayer maps that go over the history of each one of these operatives. Also, for narrative context, this Call of Duty game takes place between Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3.
Of course.
Of course it does.
Yeah.
It's a prequel sequel.
2.5, 3.5,
Yes.
whatever it's called. But I think it's interesting that it sort of has the class system and it's giving the, you know, story type stuff, but not a full story.
Yeah, exactly. So it still has a lot of things that make Call of Duty Call of Duty. You still have the kill streaks, or score streaks, I think they're called as well.
Yep.
You still have editable. You can change up your loadout. You can change it up. You want to have two handguns, you can do that. You want to have a big handgun and a small machine gun, you can do that. You can make it your way. But you also have these operatives that really make each different class slightly different in how they play, slightly different in how when they bring out their supers, and different in the way they handle special abilities. So it is different, but the same at the same time.
Yeah, and I mean, you mentioned supers, and as soon as I hear that, I think of Overwatch, right?
Yeah.
You know, team-based ultimates and all that. So, does it borrow a lot from Overwatch? Are there things that it takes from it, or?
It feels like Activision's learning from its brother over there at Blizzard, because if you had told me this was like knocking off Overwatch and it was not a Call of Duty game, I'm like, oh, okay, they're definitely they're looking at some Overwatch in this, but it seems like it isn't that they copied Overwatch, it's that they're taking cues from Overwatch. And I mean, you can see that there are a few different operatives to pick up. They each have their special and their ultimate or super, whatever it's called. Each one has a different class you play as. So you want to be a medic, you can do that. If you want to be like an offensive character, you can do that. If you want to be one that kind of stands behind, defends areas, you can do that. So it really does change up the way Call of Duty is played. It's no longer this go game, and actually has some defensive points. You're getting points no longer just for killing. You get points for like holding areas on the map. It's also a slower game. If you notice on the bottom of the screen, you do have that health thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the biggest thing that stands out to me. That kind of a new strategy thing, because you can mostly Call of Duty's been like fire, shoot, die, but now there's the ability to heal yourself, right? So you can take a step back during battle.
Yeah, no, when you're in those tight clutch moments, you can take a minute and say, okay, let's step back from this battle. I'm going to step over here, heal, then go back in. Yes, you take the risk that the opponent is going to run away. Yes, you're not going to get that kill, but at least you survived to fight another day.
And how quick is the healing, and how much does it
There
do?
is an animation, so you can't... It isn't an instant heal. You do have to inject yourself with something, and at that, it slowly brings your health back up. So it isn't something you can use right when I'm about to die.
But you can fully heal yourself given enough time.
You can.
Okay.
And then after that, the heal mechanic will recharge after a few seconds to allow you to do it again.
So you're talking a lot about the different like classes and stuff, but visually, it still looks good. But was there anything that, you know, it's like, oh, they changed the game here, or they did something really cool?
I think it's Call of Duty's always had that premium AAA feel. Much like Overwatch, it has a very unique look. Like, you know a Call of Duty game when you see it.
Yep.
I think this game's no different. We were playing on PS4s, and it looks good there. I didn't see it in 4K, so I don't know how it looks when you ramp up those graphics and push it to the limit. But in 1080p, as you can see from the footage, it looks good. It looks crisp. It looks clear. Activision has some of the best developers in the business making things that look good, but they're huge studios, so that's not surprising.
For sure, for sure.
Also, you're going to see this. It is still as fast as we kind of know from Call of Duty. Yes, there's a bit more methodical, a bit more tactical in the way you play, but it is still a fast.
Yeah. I mean, talking about the healing, I was sort of worried that it might be like a more like, oh, you know, poking and prodding, but it's still very much
you're
like...
watching this, you see me die over and over.
Yeah,
and over.
I was gonna say it still very much keeps the speed, which is cool.
Yeah, you also have that respawn that quick, easy respawn. You're not waiting 5 minutes to get back in the map. You die, click, you make sure you want to change anything, you can change, and you go right back in. So it's a constant go, 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 as you kind of expect from a Call of Duty franchise.
Very interesting.
Also the maps, if you look, the team at Treyarch has designed these maps to work with that new style of gameplay. So there's a lot of points you can work with. There's a lot of points that you can defend and attack, and especially in some of the modes where you have those kind of capture the flag type mechanics. Each one of those points that you're trying to go after have different ways you can approach it, different points of entry. So it's never something you can kind of sit there and camp for the entire time. They really want to make sure people are constantly moving, people are constantly getting and losing points, and it's forcing people to learn the mechanics of the game.
For sure, and I really like the water sort of.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, like, first of all, it's beautiful, but second of all, it's cool to be able to swim and sort of get away.
Yeah.
And so, can you fire your gun underwater, or is it sort of like a?
Honestly, I don't know. I didn't try.
Okay.
I know a lot of people were utilizing the water a lot more than I was, but I haven't seen if it does allow for shooting underwater. That's something I should have tried out, but I sadly did not.
Fair enough. And so,
sorry, continue.
Yeah, so with sort of like the class system, it's sort of giving characters more character, even, right? Like not just these standard militia guys, which is sort of something that Call of Duty prides itself, not prides itself on, but it's very accessible. It's very much like it can be anyone type thing. So, do you think that the class system sort of changes what they're going for, or who's going to buy this game, or do you think it's just an added?
I think it's it's a value add. I still have some qualms because when you're picking a class or you're picking one of your operatives, only one person on one team can be each operative.
Oh, so you can't have like 6 healers?
No, you can't have 6 healers.
That's probably for
you can't have 6 assault guys. So it does force your team to be kind of diverse. But when I was playing, it depends on how you play. Certain heroes work for certain players. So if you're really good at assault and someone takes that assault character, you're probably not going to be as effective using the healer as the assault class.
Yeah.
Yes, you can use any gun you want. Yes, you can kind of load them out however you wish. Yes, you can still do the point streaks or skill streaks that allow you to kind of do those devastating attacks. But if you're trying to get that fast movement or the fast gameplay, and you're playing as the healer, you're playing as the defender, you're not utilizing the character to its fullest.
For sure. And so you also mentioned ultimates. So can you give us an idea of what kind of ultimates they are, how powerful they are?
Yeah, every single player, every single one of the heroes has a different ability. The assault guy, I forget his name, but the assault guy allows you to kind of do a devastating ground pound attack.
Okay.
And his secondary attack was his non-ultimate special is a grappling hook that allows him to quickly travel across the map.
Oh, it's very nice combo there.
And then the guy that's in the kind of the gas mask and that, his special is, or his ultimate is a flamethrower that sort of lets you devastate people. And then there's the guy that's the defender, and his ultimate is a kind of a barricade that you can use to kind of really defend a point in a clutch moment.
So, just gameplay-wise, shooting a gun, does it feel better than previous games?
Gameplay-wise, I think Call of Duty, a few games ago, after Modern Warfare, they nailed the gun mechanics. They felt good, they felt really pinpoint precise, and they feel fast. I feel that they haven't really changed that, so people that didn't like it from previous games probably won't like it here. But if you're worried that you're losing some of that precision, some of that accuracy, some of that feel that makes Call of Duty, you don't need to worry. It feels like a Call of Duty game.
Oh, good to hear.
Yeah. But you can kind of see the speed of these matches, like the rounds. It goes quick. We did 3 different modes during our testing, which I'm going to show numerous different sections of footage here. But it does create a map that allows each different mode to work properly. And the maps feel really tight. They have a great feel to them, and the overall gameplay on the maps ensure the back and forth motion of the players is really well balanced.
And the addition of control and everything, I think it's cool to give people, you know, a different sort of way to play, so it's not just like kill, kill, kill.
No, I think that's important because especially when you take out that single player component. Not everyone's up to the abilities of everyone playing Call of Duty. So you're jumping in, you're like, I really want to play the new Call of Duty. I hear amazing things.
I mean, there have been 19 games before.
Exactly.
Some people played them all. Some people this is the first one.
So I mean, you want to make sure you have something that not everyone can take it to that level. Not everyone can take those clutch moments and deal the best damage. Not everyone's going to make those headshots. So you want something in a game when there's no single player that they can ease themselves into the flow of Call of Duty. And I think having points by taking other points on the map, getting points by assisting in kills, that sort of thing ensures that even if you're a new player not sure on how to play Call of Duty, you can ease yourself in and get the feel of the game. Cool. Yeah. Now, also you have to look at the graphics and the quality and precision of how everything looks and feels. I have to say they did nail again. Like we were talking about gun mechanics, even the jumping, even the way you kind of look down your iron sight, it all feels really tight, which is what you want from a Call of Duty game. But you do have the fact it is a bit like you're seeing, we're running. Whereas every time we start the map, we're running to specific points. And that's a big thing to note when in this version compared to previous versions.
Yeah, because previous Call of Duty is sort of like you don't really know where to run. Like, let's say you're doing a deathmatch, you're just like, I'm just trying to run so I don't die. There's people already behind you. You're dead, right?
Now this one, it's a very much a game where you need to work with your team, work to ensure that you're always working to an end goal.
Interesting.
I mean, there probably are. I've only seen 3 modes in this game. So it's hard to say how everything will pan out.
Yeah.
But if you're playing a team-based mode, it very much is. It's not just a free-for-all, kill everyone, not on your team. It's very much look for points, look to ensure you're working with your team properly, and looking to make sure that you win by not just getting those kills, but working as a unit to achieve objectives.
It sounds exciting. It sounds like as much as the gunplay, they got that good. Now they're branching out into different things. So,
but I mean, as someone that loves Overwatch, what are your thoughts on these changes? Does it feel like they're trying to get that Overwatch crowd, or does it just feel they're taking the good things that made Overwatch great and incorporating them in?
I think a big part of Overwatch is just how colorful it is, and I think that you can't really replicate that in a realistic shooter. I mean, as much as Overwatch has some characters that sort of are more realistic, I think that the charm is that. But I do think that creating the class system and adding healers and, adding different people different play styles can play the game, which I think is good. And the good thing about Overwatch is that you have healers, you have different classes and everything, but also in Overwatch you get like, oh, you have 10 eliminations. That doesn't mean you killed 10 people, that means you helped kill 10 people. And it makes you feel better until you realize that, you know what, maybe you're not doing so well. But it's sort of like, I have 10 eliminations, I'm doing good, but I only killed 1 person. It's okay. So I think this is a good thing for Call of Duty. I don't think it's going to take away from Overwatch, but this is something that does make me someone who doesn't really play much Call of Duty. It interests me.
Now, do you think it's going to convert anyone from Overwatch over to Call of Duty? So people say, well, I really like Overwatch, but I want to try a little bit more realistic. Do you think it's going to be an easy transition with these changes they've made?
I still think that there will be a bit of a skill divide, because if you're someone who's playing Overwatch, it's 6-on-6. It's very much that. Yeah. I feel like this is a lot more overwhelming, a lot more.
This is 5v5. You're playing right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But I also feel that it's just a lot quicker, like with the deaths and everything and the health thing, because in Overwatch, it's like people have different health pools. Some guys can stay along for a much longer time. So I think that would be a bit of a thing to get used to for players. But
well, what about the addition of healers? Because they've now added healers into the Call of Duty formula, which has never been done before.
Yeah. So I think healers is a good step, but I also think that it's something that is also very tactical and something that death is still very fast. I think even with the healers, and I think that that's a good thing for Call of Duty, because it prides itself on being this fast game, and even if it's slowed down a little, it's still very fast right now, right? And I think that. But also healers do give people, if I like to heal in Overwatch and I only play healer, I'm way more likely to play Call of Duty, like Black Ops 4 than any other Call of Duty game, right? So I think, they're borrowing stuff and they're learning stuff from their other properties, which I think is really good.
And now, what about the map sizes? Do you think this level of map is a good move for the direction where it kind of gives you a bit more tactical points, a bit less of a killing feel and more of a kind of a tactical playground?
I think having it spread out, I think it can be good and bad, because having it spread out is like, okay, I can go to this objective, I know where to go, I'm not going to get lost or anything. It's not just like, I don't know where I'm going, spinning around. And then at the same time, having it open and really big is also opening it up to, people finding places and just picking you off all the time. So I think it can be frustrating for new people, but I think having the set objectives is also just makes it way easier. Like, there's a giant thing on the map, go to the thing on the map, kill some people, get the objective. So
well, I mean, there's numerous things at one time. That's what I do have to say. So there'll be like point A, B, C, D, and you can...
Oh, at the same time?
Yeah, so you can kind of do that kind of, like, I'm going to point A, you
guys
so
it's whoever captures the most points?
Most points and keeps them long.
Okay, cool.
At least that's depends on the mode.
Yeah.
Each mode's different. The last mode we played was one where you have a certain amount of respawns, and each team has a certain amount of respawns. And the concept is you have to get the last set of kills before your team runs out of respawns.
Oh, okay, got you. Oh, so it's a certain amount.
So like basically you might have 10 respawns and they have 10 respawns, and as soon as you run out, that's it.
Oh, and then, okay, got you.
See how it works?
Yeah.
With different points of the map to kind of control, I guess get that extra bit of point
to keep
value.
It going and everything. Interesting.
So I mean, they have tried things. They have moved around how the Call of Duty formula works.
Yeah.
But I think they needed to when you have a game that is only multiplayer. The Zombies mode, the Battle Royale mode, and the standard Call of Duty multiplayer.
And the thing is that I think that between those 3 modes, there's a lot of content for a lot of different people.
Oh yeah, no.
Which is just...
I mean, the Zombies mode is for people that want to do that, like, Left 4 Dead style thing. The Battle Royale mode is people that say, I really love Battle Royale in Fortnite. But what if it was just Call of Duty?
What if it was PUBG, but with the Call of Duty name? Like,
And then the Call of Duty standard multiplayer is they are trying to refine it, but they're not trying to change the thing that people love.
See, I just think that they have such a wealth of resources now that, they've gotten the gunplay, they figured out their multiplayer, and now they can add on Battle Royale, they can make their zombies better and better, and I think it's just better and better every year. So.
I agree. Well, thank you for joining me, Alex.
No,
Any other questions
pleasure.
you have before we jump away? And
when can I play this?
October.
My birthday.
They've
wow.
moved it up
Look
this
at
year.
that.
It's no longer in November. It's now in October.
Wow.
They clearly are confident in this release because they are putting effort into making sure this hits early. So people that were slated for the October slated games in October, they might want to watch out because this is a juggernaut. And it seems like a game that every single year they say Call of Duty is failing, and every single year Call of Duty proves them wrong.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining me, Alex.
Oh, my pleasure.